Holly here. So listen, this video was supposed to be a first impression video, but after I went and taped it, I realized I screwed up with the lighting because I have been experimenting with the lighting, and of course I messed it up and everything looked really discolored and really bad, so I had to shoot it again. So today we are doing a review video and a short demo on the new True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. So something else very important about this particular video, first of all, happy March to all of you, because this is my first video in March. So since it is a new month and I just started my channel last month, I wanted to be completely honest with you guys and do something I have never done before in public or over the internet where literally anybody could see it. That is, show you what I look like under all this makeup. It is literally the most exciting and terrifying thing I have ever done. My rosacea has really made me feel very self-conscious my entire adult life. I really didn't have any problem with rosacea when I was younger. I really truly did not start getting it or having problems with it until I was an adult. And right now, I don't have a really bad breakout because thankfully, well, not thankfully, I was sick and I was on antibiotics in January. So what I have going on under here is kind of mild compared to some months. But I figured with this new foundation, and I've never really, done any demos are kind of a new thing for me, so I'm kind of going out of my element here because it's a demo and I'm showing you my face and it's just, I am rambling. But anyways, I figure if my rosacea can help anybody, or, you can see kind of how I cover it. It's been a learning process for me, but if my learning process and my skin problems can help you, then I feel like I've done something good with it, and something good has come out of something bad. So if I help you at all, thank God I can help somebody. So if you are curious about this new foundation and you are curious about what I look like under here, then stick around, because here's the video. Yep, my completely naked, no makeup face. Yeah. This is really awkward for me because I don't do this in public ever. I always at least have foundation on, if nothing else. I literally have had rosacea pretty much my whole adult life. We're going on about 11 years now. And typically, I don't know if you can see, but I usually get red mostly in the cheek area and the chin and the forehead here. I don't know how well you can see that on camera. This is a mild breakout for me, but it's definitely splotchy and red, and I have little red dots. It's really embarrassing because it's on your face. If you have a rash on your body, you can kind of hide it. You can't hide your face. So this is really embarrassing for me, but like I said earlier, I just kind of wanted to be completely honest with you guys, and if something good can come out of me having rosacea, then at least something good came out of it. So my hair is damp right now because I'm getting ready, but let's just clip the bangs out of the way here, and we're ready. Alright, so back on subject, we are talking about this new L'Oreal Dream Lumi Cushion Foundation. I got this in N3.5. So basically, the True Match Lumi Cushion kind of works the same way that the regular True Match and the Lumi L'Oreal, the regular ones, work, where they have cool tones, neutral tones, and warm tones. My face is already way too warm, so I tend to stick away from the warm shades. Cool tones, in theory, would be good for toning down the red in my face, but I have yet to find a cool toned one that I am really happy with, so I typically try to stick with the ends, the neutrals. These seem to work more for me with L'Oreal, so I tend to have good luck with these ones, so neutral is typically where I stay at, where I'm comfortable. But I did get this in N3.5, which I believe is Classic Buff. Yeah, Classic Buff. I think this was the second shade up in the neutral family. And I can already tell you right now, since I've had to film this video quite a few times, that this is slightly off. I need one that's probably a little lighter than this, just a little, but it works, it's okay. I can use a little bit lighter powder and it'll even itself out and be totally fine. Now I believe there are 12 shades in this new line. Like I said, this one is the second shade up in the neutral tones. And typically with L'Oreal, especially, you know, it's really hard in the drugstore because you can't... They don't have a lot of testers in the drugstore, so it's kind of hard to guesstimate what's going to work for you. If you go into a higher end place, they typically have, you know, bottles you can test or whatever, or they have somebody there that can match them, all that fun stuff. And most of the other foundations I buy come in a clear glass thing that I can kind of see the color. So obviously this packaging, you have no idea what color you're getting. And like I said, typically I would get the third shade up in L'Oreal if I don't know, because it seems with L'Oreal, that rule of thumb kind of works for me personally. If I don't know, you know, when in doubt, I get the third shade up and it seems to work. But the third shade in this seemed a little crazy, so I did get the second shade, and I'm glad I did because, like I said, this one is a little smidgen too dark for me. I believe these are $16.99 at the drugstore, and you can get these anywhere now pretty much. And also, you know, Ulta or, you know, Target or anywhere like that. This should be available pretty much anywhere by now. The packaging is pretty much, you know, this round container. You get 0.51 ounces, which is not a lot of ounces for foundation. I mean, you're not really getting a lot of product in this container. So the packaging, when you open it up, the first thing you're going to see is a mirror and the applicator on the top. My applicator is kind of, you know, it's obviously dirty now, but anyways, so you have the little finger handle on the back with the logo, and then you have this sponge applicator on the front. It feels a lot different than regular sponges. It's more like silicone-y, rubbery. I can't explain it, but it feels really soft and really luxurious compared to other applicators. So I think that's really amazing. But, you know, this is a little bit pricier of a foundation. I went into this assuming that things would be more luxurious for the price, or you would hope they would be. But yeah, this applicator is really... it feels expensive. So then you have the top here that holds the applicator, and then underneath that you have this sealed area with the product. And it is basically, if you aren't aware of these cushion foundations, it is basically a, you know, cushion foam thing in there that is filled with the foundation. So that is kind of neat. I feel like this is a little unsanitary, so I've been keeping the lid on this little plastic thing on top, the little paper, just because I feel like it's a little more sanitary, but that's just personal preference. This sponge, let me show you the color. Get a little on my hand here. It looks way darker on my hand than on my face. But like I said, since I've tried this before, I know that this is definitely a little bit darker than I would typically get for myself. Like I said, there is the sponge there. Their claim is that this is like sheer to medium coverage. Their claim is that you have to push on the sponge once for sheer, 2 times for light, and 3 times for medium. And I can tell you already, since this is not a first impression video, even though it was supposed to be, that this definitely does what it claims. I do feel like you can get sheer to medium coverage, and it is definitely, you know, easy to build. It is buildable, like it claims. So let me pull you up closer and I can try to show you here how this applies. I have tried to film this video quite a few times now. This is the third time. 3 times is a charm, right? And my video seems to pull really like orangey color. I can tell you in person, and I can show you some photos here in the video, that this looks perfectly fine on my face, but for some reason, no matter how I adjust this light, it just doesn't look good. But we're trying it again, so hopefully this time it works much better so I can, you know, really show you what this looks like. Okay, so now that you are closer to my face, I am going to prep my face the way I normally would before I put on this foundation, because I don't feel like you can get an honest opinion about a foundation just straight on your face without using, you know, the prep that you use, or the primers, or the powders, or, you know, whatever you would normally do to your face. If you're not using the new foundation with that, how would you be able to guess how you're going to like it? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to first prime my face. I personally use a BB cream to prime my face. I am using this right here, this Lumi, just in light. This is where I would typically just do a light application on my face. So I will do that off camera and I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and did my BB cream primer, and you can definitely see a difference already. I use the BB cream as a primer for me personally because it does give me a little extra coverage that I usually need desperately. So I just like to give that extra little bit of coverage to myself. Okay, so next we are going to go in with this foundation. I have a really hard time keeping this on my fingers, but yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and apply this. I did try this a few days ago without a primer or BB cream or anything underneath, and it went on a little splotchy, so I would definitely recommend, well, I always recommend using something underneath your foundation, but I would really recommend it for this stuff. Always remember to blend it into your neck, and I always tell everybody not to forget their eyelids, because that looks really funny if it's everywhere and not on your eyes. So kind of a fun little tidbit there. It's like squeaks on my face, like the rubber. It's kind of weird. Now for the nose area, I think this is cool because you can definitely just kind of like bend this a little and just kind of get in there a little. Ooh. Getting around my little nose diamond here can sometimes be tricky. Okay, so this looks pretty good in person. I'm hoping on camera that this looks pretty good. What do you guys think? So yeah, it definitely gives pretty good coverage. It is definitely buildable like it claims. I do think that this is, you know, the marketing for this is pretty spot on and accurate to what it can do and what it does. The only thing that I personally would do here is add a little more to my cheeks. Just right here, maybe a dab here and a dab here more, because those are, you know, typically the areas I need a little more coverage. So I did go back through off camera and do just a teeny little bit more in my problematic areas. I actually really love this stuff, and this is what it looks like before I put any powder on. I think this stuff is just a little more, not oily, but it's, you know, it definitely makes a little more shine for me than I would like, but I usually use a lot of matte finishes, all that stuff, because I do have very oily skin, but I do think this would be really nice on somebody with dry skin. I think it would kind of give you a little bit of a dewy look. And I think that's kind of what they're going for. But for me personally, this definitely needs a powder over top. As far as coverage goes, like I said, it is exactly as it claims. I definitely think for months like this where my face isn't really broken out, that I could get away with something like this. And I love having something like this foundation for, you know, as a little bit more of an option for myself, because I don't like wearing really cakey makeup that gives really heavy coverage when I don't need it. Now, God bless that kind of makeup when I do have a bad month, because I need all the coverage I can get. But why would I smother my face with really heavy makeup for really good coverage when I don't need it? So I am going to grab my powder, give this an all over with my finishing powder, and I will be back to show you the finished look. And I am back after applying my powder over top. Right now, if you're curious, I have been using the Fit Me Matte powder, and this is in shade 110 Porcelain. So yeah, here is the finished look. I sure hope you can see what this actually looks like, and the video's not discolored, but I will throw some photos in here so you can kind of see what it actually looks like in reality, because I can tell you it does not look as bad as it's been looking when I film it. So what do you guys think? So yeah, that is about all of the video and everything that I wanted to share with you and show you today. If you like what I do and you like this channel, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe below. You can follow me if you would like on Instagram, same name as spelled here. If you have any suggestions or things you want me to talk about, also, please let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Have a good day, guys. Bye!